Wholeness, beautiful beings, welcome to Notes of Nara. This video will not be as long as the first for the month of October. Woo! Happy October! So we are on worthy, feeling worthy, self-worth, value, high self-esteem, high self-esteem, confidence. Okay. So today's topic is how to remain significant when you become insignificant in the eyes of others. Bruh. Your sis is going through this right now. I had a major kind of, so many downloads of just for me to marinate, meditate, and sit with, integrate. And this came in really strongly this morning. How to remain significant when you become insignificant in the eyes of others. And empaths, we struggle with this, because if things fall apart and you're like, I have no value, I'm not lovable, woe is me, because we make an external energy outside of ourselves when they take interest in our being for a certain amount of time. It's not indefinite. It's a certain amount of time. It's temporary connection, right? That you make. And that temporary connection can be decades, a whole lifetime, or just a few months or a few weeks, a few years, a couple of seasons. But it hurts. It stings. It's painful. It's difficult. Challenging. But what's freeing and liberating is when you develop the awareness of this issue that you have within yourself. Myself. Anyway, because whatever I'm speaking about, I've gone through, going through, or will go through. And so I'm not nowhere far away from this discussion at all. How do we remain significant to ourselves when the world views us as insignificant, unimportant, discarded, an option? When you make yourself a priority, it takes practice for empaths. For a wounded empath, it takes practice to build strong practice of self-love. Really understanding, taking the time to understand this. This is part of the nature of the empath. Right? We will make everyone else a significant part of our lives. We will put people on pedestals. We'll put jobs on pedestals. We'll put our employer on pedestals. And then we go through a large amount of suffering that I think people who aren't as empathic or aren't really, they don't have strong empath attributes, they don't typically go through. But when an empath is going through heartbreak or a huge disappointment, it can be so earth-shattering. You may even fall into like a situational depression. I have been there. Okay. And not currently. No, not anywhere. No, this was many years ago, but it's that type of sorrow and disappointment within yourself and that you have towards that other that can really lower your self-esteem. And that's when empaths, really can enter into some toxic situations or relationships or environments that do them no good. Empaths can be used as a battery. We are healers, psychological healers. Right? It's very deep type of healing where you're not just waving some sage and Palo Santo and saying, no, it's to have an empath in your life, an awakened, grounded, integrated empath who's done the work. It's a gift. I would say, we're not actually done with the work. The work is ongoing. Who's on the journey, okay? Because some people are like, I've done the work. No. You're doing the work. It's that's why it's the word spirituality is rituals of spirit. Ritual is behavior, consistent action that's being taken. So when you have rituals of spirit, you should have a daily spiritual practice. That way you're constantly clearing, constantly cleansing, and doing the things you need to do to stay whole, complete, and aware of your state of being. That's what that means, doing the work. Not I've done the work. We ain't done with nothing. I'm just getting started. I am nowhere near. I'll be probably done when I take my last breath, okay, in this vessel. Because some people are like, I'm awakened, like past tense. Like, no, you're awakening. It's ongoing. Like, I'm very try to be as mindful as I can about how I express myself when it comes to my own journey, right? Because we ain't done. No. Work in progress, okay? Always and forever, okay? And so yeah, that's an ego blow. You want an ego death? Become insignificant to another that you were once significant. Ouch. Ow. Yeah, it hurts. You're like, why? I thought you needed I thought you liked my work experience. I thought I was working overtime. I was doing all of this to show you, to prove to you what I was about, that I love this company, or I love this friend group. Why are you casting me out? What did I do wrong? It hurts. It hurts to be discarded. You feel used. You feel, then at first there's a lot of anger and turmoil towards the other, towards the employer, the job, the friend group, the family member, the lover, the friend, and then you flip it towards yourself. Then you begin to beat yourself up. Oh, I was so dumb. How I fell for it again. No one will ever see my value. And so the fuck what? Who cares if no one sees your value? The most important thing is that the most important thing is that you know your value. If people don't see it or respect it, auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. Like, salut. Ciao. Walaikum assalam. Au revoir. Sayonara. Like, I mean, it's not for you. They're not for you. You're not for them. Like, it is what it is. You have to respect yourself enough and have enough dignity to recognize that and to act on it and to stand in it. Because, man, when people make you insignificant, when another makes you insignificant, a group of people make you insignificant or make you feel, no one can make you feel anything, but you feel that way about yourself because they've casted you out, they cut you off, and you're wounded now. What do? How can you boost yourself up again? Well, observe your own behaviors. Don't make it about them. It ain't about them. It's about you. It's about you. It's about you. Never about the other. When you turn towards yourself with love, with openness, with reflection, observation, patience, you nurture you. You learn to nurture yourself. You don't beat yourself up. You don't make yourself feel worse. You accept it. Something I had to accept about myself. Like, wow, you give so much power away to people that, like, You don't, wow, Naja, like, you gave so much power to people who put you up here. And then now you're discarded, you're cut off, you're not usable anymore in whatever fashion. And now you seem worthless? What? You don't have value? Huh? What? No. That's wrong-headed. That's wrong-headed, and that's very poor way of thinking and feeling and perceiving. Limited. Full of ego. When the ego turns on itself, it's a very dangerous thing. And because the ego is always wanting to, to be protected. It protects itself always. But when the ego turns on itself, oof, you become your own worst enemy. But with this realization that I've had, now I'm like, how? What action can I take? What behavior can I shift to get me more in alignment where I feel significant? I can hold my place in the world without external validation, without, you're great, or we want you here, right? A lot of the time, I felt tolerated. And in many of my experiences, I have felt tolerated by others due to their own jealousy, envy, insecurities. They would tolerate me. When you're around that type of energy, yeah, for a moment, they will boost you up, make you feel like you're on top of the world. But the moment that spell, that lesson is learned, or things come to a head, you're dropped like a bad habit. You're dropped like a hot potato. They go missing like a ninja in the night. Like, you're like, what, who, what, how, what? Catches you off guard. You're like, what? I gave everything. I gave you everything, right? I thought I was important. But the biggest question is, are you important to yourself? Are you significant enough for you? Are you enough for you? Are you complete? Do you feel complete with yourself? Do you feel whole with yourself? And if you're getting no, or half no's, half yes, okay. Look at your own habits, your own actions, and make that choice to shift it. Easier said than done. Takes discipline. Easier said than done. That's why it's a journey. That's why I don't believe in the whole like, oh yeah, I've done the work. What? No, I'm doing the work. I'm actively doing the work. I'm being consistent in the work. Ain't no way. I don't have that much pride. I have pride, don't get me, but to confidently sit here in front of my digital camera and tell you, oh yeah, like I've done the work, I know more than thou, I absolutely do not. I humbly accept this. I truly mean that. Like, what I'm sharing with you, I'm actively processing and going through and realizing about myself. Unfortunately, most of my very difficult lessons I have to learn through life is through my relationships. Professional, that kind of caught me off guard. I don't face that very often, but it all ties together, and I think it came ahead this summer for me to actually see the illusions that I created and the illusions that other people were projecting making, no one can make you do anything, but you believe in it, you feed in it too, and you bypass what is. And let me tell you, returning to the classroom has been so indifferent this year. Like, I'm seeing the shit for what it really is. I'm seeing my role and how I perceive myself. I'm becoming less absorbed about how others perceive me and more like, what do I think about me? What do I think about me doing this? Going here, living here, moving there, creating this, committing to that. Is this something I really want for myself? I don't know if we had talked about breadcrumbing yet, but I will. Because that ties into self-worth. And that's another thing, empaths don't breadcrumb. We give the whole fucking cake and pie and cupcake and cookie, fruits, candies. If we had a candy store, we wouldn't just give a little piece to one kid. We give the whole candy store to that one kid. I kid you not. The rest of the neighborhood, no. I'm going to give the whole candy shop to this one child. Yep. That's what I'm going to do, because I need to prove to them that I value them, that I'm loving, right? To sum it all up. And then when we become insignificant to that kid in the neighborhood coming to our candy shop, we give them the whole candy shop. Uh-oh, there's no more candy. The kid's like, deuces, and leaves. Got a whole truckload of a whole candy shop full of goodies and just bounces, rolls on down the street. And you're just sitting there with an empty candy shop, feeling invalidated, feeling insignificant. I can say this from experience. Don't feel good. Does not feel good at all. But I have faith in myself. I have faith in what I do. I have faith in my gifts. And I now know the value of me. Name your price. Never allow someone to put a price tag on your energy. Don't do it. Never allow that. Never allow that. Because what may be $1 million to you, you know what? I'll say this. People who suffer from low self-esteem, low self-worth, let's just say, you're so down in the dumps about yourself. Oh, I'll never have love. No one will ever love me. And you're standing in front of, in the window, right? You're standing in the window next to two other mannequins. Two other mannequins have price tag of $500. Other has price tag of $1,000. You have a price tag of $1. Someone comes up to the window and they like what they see. They don't want to put in the effort for the $500 mannequin. They don't want to put in the effort for the $700, $800 mannequin. So they look at you. Oh, she'll do. Better yet, and it says $1. It says on sale. So, person goes into the cashier. They're like, hey, I saw that $1 or the mannequin for $1 and it says on sale. Would you let me take her for negative $1? And the thing is, the really effed up thing is that we often put the price tag on ourselves. That's a harsh example, but I think I got my point across. There are people who don't want to give anything. They don't want to invest in anything. They don't see the point. It's too much. I don't want to. It's not significant enough for me to invest in. Okay. Fair. There's fate and free will, like I've mentioned before on this channel. And now I'm finally in a space where I can proudly say that the price tag says priceless. And I can stand firmly in that window facing the world. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm not worth 500, 700, 800 million. I'm priceless. It's a certain power in that. You can't be bought. You cannot be bought. People buy things all the time. All the time. I'm not just talking about monetary either. I'm not talking about just money. People do this. There's a thing called energy exchange. Energy exchange is very real. And if you meet another person, an individual that also is wearing that price tag that says priceless, that's a match. Meaning someone they view themselves with love, full of love, complete, whole. They value, they know what they're worth. And you have two people that value their worth. And they meet, that's a match. I'm not talking about how much money they make, salary. I'm not talking about the cars, the clothes, social status. It is about self-perception, how they perceive themselves and how they value themselves. When you have two individuals that can match, or a career, a job, an employee, an employer, or just an opportunity that's just too sweet match. But if you meet someone that they don't view themselves as priceless, and they put they put a price tag on themselves and says $50, and you're over here beaming, priceless, and they come and approach you. I mean, free will. Free will. Oh, we're going to get into it this month on the givers and takers. Oh, won't we? So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, because I see this a lot within empaths, within myself. Like when it comes to self-worth and the empath, the journey of the empath, man, oh man. I think many human beings, have to face such things about themselves, but when you're just a highly sensitive person and you have the ability to alchemize energy in a way that's very, very advanced. You don't need a degree in psychology. You don't need, to be some psychiatrist or some, with all the letters behind the name. This is something you're born with. This is something that you bring into the world. But empaths have to be that much more aware of certain contracts, soul contracts that they hold with jobs, lovers, friends, family. You got to look at your whole map. Do what you got to do. Astrology, human design, all of it. Get it all. Just get all the charts and look at yourself. Study yourself, because those contracts that you have with people, with other human beings, whether they're your employer or you're an employee or you're an employer, or your siblings, your family, your lover, your friend, your spouse, You will be drugged through the ringer emotionally and psychologically if you do not take the time to discover, to integrate, and to discover your value. If you, that old Naja's gone. That old Naja is gone. Bye-bye. She's not coming. She's not following into the new timeline I'm on. She's just not. Completely different woman sitting before you. It's very, I'm not cutthroat. No. When you're empowered by love from within, and you become more aware of the love that you have within, and you choose to finally give that to yourself, rather than giving it here and here and here and here to this person and that person. And then when you're like, okay, I gave so much, all right, anyone gonna give back? Or crickets. You're like, oh, that's what happened recently. I'm just like, oh, okay. Right. Okay, so this group of people, these group of friends, or this lover, or that friend, or this relative, this is how they value me. This is how they perceive my value. And you know that by studying their habits, their behavior. Psych 101, psychology. Behavior. Action. Consistent. Everyone is consistent. Everyone is consistent. Is it the right? No. The big question is their consistency the right consistency for you? And that's where I'm going to leave you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you stayed the entire time, I really appreciate it. Please let me know what you think below. Thank you.